Have a really exciting news story. But now we want to hear from Helen Wordsworth, who is sitting just over here. This is an older ministry that has been fruitful in all sorts of ways, but it still has youth and vigour, he says, digging himself out of the hole he just placed himself in. It was seamless, wasn't it?
I still have youth and
seamless. No, that's exactly what was in my mind. Refreshing our memory about what parish nursing is all about.
Thank you. Well, how do you follow that wonderful story we've just heard? Except to say that, yes, actually, was my dream big enough? I was scared. It happened to me in the middle of 9/11 over in the States when that dream came to me. And the dream was that we would have many, many nurses working in churches in the UK, and now they are. And here they are. There's not the blue ones, by the way, are Baptist, and the others are all different colours, all different denominations, and we have about 100 nurses now in about 80 churches. I've only got 3 minutes, so and I'm going to be at the back over the next couple of days, so do come and ask questions, because I won't be able to answer them all right now. So let's have the next slide. Can we do that? That's great. So it's good news. It's good news for your church's mission, because parish nursing has been, according to one Baptist minister, the most significant ministry in mission that I have encountered in 25 years of leadership. Another one says, parish nursing has been a great opportunity to be an integral part of our local community and show just how relevant our Christian faith can be. And another one has said, by swift referrals, our parish nurse has most definitely saved or prolonged the life of individuals over the years. And the next one, please. It's good news for nurses too, because they can combine their faith with nursing skills in a way that fulfills that sense of calling that brought them into nursing in the first place. And they can address the whole person when they're working as a parish nurse. So they can address spiritual care, they can pray with people if they want that, they can offer much more listening time than people can get through the NHS. And they can work on a voluntary or a paid basis for just 1 day a week, if necessary, or a few hours a week. They can do more than that. So it's a very flexible mission opportunity, something that is affordable and something that people can do as well as doing a job in the NHS. But their hours as a parish nurse actually count for registration hours, which is a wonderful gift for nurses, because it means that when they want to have a break for looking after small children or for looking after an elderly relative, the hours that they do with the church count for their hours as a nurse. And that means they can keep their registration, which they wouldn't be able to do if they just stopped doing nursing. So that's something that is a really special thing for nurses, and something that we help them with along the way. And Parish Nursing Ministries UK, which is the organisation that promotes and supports and resources parish nursing, we provide all the necessary training, the resources, the professional support that the nurses need. And that's an ongoing thing, an ongoing partnership with the church. It's good news for the NHS, because the NHS now welcomes community initiatives in health. They didn't when we first started out, but they do now. And the GP practices are very supportive of it as well, especially if they have any Christian medics amongst them. So this is a quote from a GP practice. We've very much appreciated the work of our parish nurse. She's become a source of comfort and support to some of our most vulnerable patients, and her combination of care, competence and humanity have been of immense value to patients at some of the hardest times in their lives. It's also good news for the church. How do parish nurses help? Well, they offer health education, so they do lots of things like walking or exercise groups or healthy eating days, stress management, all those kinds of things. They do screening, they take blood pressures, they will have advice clinics after church or before church, and you can have your blood pressure taken before the sermon and after the sermon. And you can even have it done here, because I brought my machine with me. And if anybody hasn't had a blood pressure check in the last year or two and would like to know what it is, then I'm very happy to do it. Health support. They provide home visits for the elderly, for people who are lonely, for people who've just come out of hospital or needing help with long-term conditions. They don't just work with older people, they work with young people too. We have parish midwives who work with teenage mums and breastfeeding support for new mums and so on. And then there's also healthcare at the end of life, and that can be praying with people when they're having palliative care perhaps, but not from a Christian organisation. And they can also support carers, which is really, really important. So lots of things there that they could do. So it could be that a particular parish nurse does one thing and another one does something else completely different. So it might look different from one church to another, depending on the competencies of the nurse and also the kind of mission targets of the church. So it works in with whatever mission vision that you already have. And it's good for the church because it helps the volunteers in the church to be supported and enabled. So the next slide is good news for your church, and I'm finishing with this. Retired Baptist minister in Kent said, "When we first had a parish nurse, we had no idea how things would work out or what real difference it would make. It has proved to be one of the most valuable ministries in our community. One of the unexpected but real blessings we have seen is that through our parish nurse ministry, people have started coming to our church because of the trust they have in her and the genuine love they experience." So if you're interested, you can sign up at the back for a free inquiries pack, and that will tell you everything you need to know about costs and insurance and all those kinds of things. And you can take a leaflet, and if you give a leaflet to a nurse or midwife or health visitor in your congregation, I can guarantee they will be interested. You can invite someone to come from P&M UK and give a presentation to your church. And then if you decide to go ahead, we can help you plan. And even if you still don't go ahead, we're very happy to help you with whatever plans you have. And we will, if you do go ahead, we will provide continuing support and partnership with you and quality assurance. So that's it. Was that 3 minutes? Okay.
Helen. What one thing can we pray for the parish nursing movement? You know, you knew it. You're the chief exec or whatever your title is now. Founder director. Yeah. What's your one request?
That people will know about it. We're just having a big problem in finding out where the Christian nurses are. They're in the churches, but they're hidden in the churches. And we don't have any way of connecting with them. So it's helping them to know about it. And every time we find someone who hasn't heard about it, they say, "Why haven't I heard about this?" And that is so frustrating. So it's please raise the profile wherever you are, with relatives, friends, nurses that you know, and other churches. Thank you.
This is a good ministry, and I know that it's been used in a good number of the churches in the EMBA in the past. So there's the request. The leaflets are in the resource room. Let's make quite sure that there are none left over. We take some for those nurses in our congregations, and maybe if you're in your little network, maybe you work with the churches in your area of other denominations and none. Take one for them as well, because that's a practical way in which we can support this ministry.